Good morning, Higgs. Number 1. Mom's number 2. Free number 3. Herbie number 4. Let's see, Billy D number 5. Page number 6. Sharon Sparks number 6. Page number 7. Clean Grow. Cleanie. You're number 8. Cleanie. Clean Grow. Number 8. Cleanie. Cleanie jumps up on the screening. Clean Grow is now qualified for the spin on Friday. Congratulations, Clean. We got to get a few more people's names up there today. We're going to get a few more people's names up there today, okay? Feels like I haven't been here in a month. Okay. Turd Burglar is here. Good morning. Okay, so I'll be right with you. Stare at this for a minute while I go grab my cup of tea that I just heated up. This is going to be in somebody's box on Friday. This is a squat pumpkin. That's going to be in somebody's box on Friday. So far, we have Paige, Sirius Michael, Hager Bump, and Clean Grow are qualified for the spin to win. We should be giving something like that away, right, Badgie? Badgie, that's your pre-guess? Paige, you know you want to win that. Somebody's going to win that Friday. One of these people up here is going to win that. Good morning. We have a lot to cover today. Are you guys ready to play? You guys ready to play with Pops? Right, hey, it's going to have a flatbed. Pull into your driveway, beep, 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 beep. So, you guys know one of my favorite things to do here. First of all, hang in here. Who wants to hear a fish story this week? I know it's Wednesday, and we went fishing like last Saturday, but we also went yesterday. 2 times this week. Woohoo, man! Anybody want to hear fish stories this morning? You know how I'll know that you really do want to hear fish stories? Is there will be a few likes up there. Do I need to say more about likes this morning? Do I need to say more about likes? I have a different story to tell first, though. You know how Pops always uses himself as an example of when Pops is right and when Pops is wrong. I have a Pops is wrong story. Yeah. I've got a Pops is stranded story. I'm stranded. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck. I have to call on friends, neighbors, and Ubers. I'm stuck. How'd you do that to yourself, Pops? I can't go anywhere. I have to have stuff delivered. I can't even go over to the grow house today so far. I might have somebody come pick me up and take me over there, but then they'll find out where it is. Right, Herb? I can't do that. So the best I could do is Uber, and I'll have them drop me off like a block away. Okay? Badge, they finally got the paper plate! No. Nope, they haven't found the paper plate yet. You are funny, my man. Nope, Bob's has been running a paper plate for about 3 years. Ever since I moved from California, You have any idea what the difference in Michigan insurance rates are from California? You would think California's higher. No way. Michigan insurance rates are like a good 3 times higher with less coverage. With less coverage. So as long as I can get away with staying on my California policy, I have to. And they're always looking, haven't you been living in Michigan? No, I just visit. I can't even tell you how expensive the insurance in Michigan is. And it's because they cover everybody and everything. Anybody could do anything wrong and your insurance company has to pay for it. In California, at least you have to be the wrong driver. So, paper plates. Thanks, Badge. Thanks for pulling my covers. This story's almost as bad as paper plates. So, I tell you guys, don't procrastinate. Don't put things off till tomorrow that you can do today. Don't. Who created? I want to just go back to the day when you had a key and you just put the key in the ignition and you turned it. Who took keys away from us? Who decided, all we have to do is push? At first it was like, isn't this cool? Push a button. I don't want to push a button. Trip, I don't want to push a button. I want my key back. I'm tired of the phony baloney, push a button. Oh, well, Pops, you didn't lose your key then. I don't like push a button. I don't. At first, I was like, this is the first car I saw with this. Oh, that's pretty cool. The minute I got a car with the push a button is the minute I was in trouble. I used to be really good at I know where my key is. I'll even get a second key. Stash it away. Usually, the magnetic box and you stick it up underneath the wheel well and you're good. You're covered. Now you get a push-a-button car and you have a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot of responsibility, Daniel. You can't even hide a key underneath those hide a key box guys, they went out of business. Okay? About a week ago, I start getting a message when I go into my car. There's my little fob. This just has to be with you, somewhere in the neighborhood of you. This just needs to be on you somewhere. And then when you get in your car, you push the button, everything works. So this, in essence, becomes your key. This. So, okay, well, someone said, it's got a spare key on it. Oh, that's nice. It's got a spare key. I can open the door with this, but there's no ignition inside the car. So now I can get inside my car and be happy. But that's all I can do. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Where's the ignition, at least inside? Like, okay, something's gone wrong. I got a backup. This isn't a backup. This is a tease. This is you can get in the car, but you're not even going to get warm because you can't turn it on. So about a week ago, Pops is doing a key rant this morning. So I've got a readout on my dashboard. About a week ago, it said your key battery is getting low. Time to replace. And I'm like, yeah, I don't pay attention to that stuff. The next day, your key battery is getting really low. It's time to replace it. Well, that means I got to go to Cadillac and spend $300, stand in line, do all that. This is what's going through my head. I don't want to do all that. I'm not doing all of that business. Yeah, Herbie, you got me. But I didn't know. I'm still old fashioned. I'm thinking I got to spend $300 at Cadillac to get this thing fixed. And oh, let me put it to you this way. If you don't get it fixed pretty soon, they weren't lying to you. The battery stops working. Then you're stranded. Then you can't go anywhere. You can't even go fishing. So you jury rig it so you can get to the parking lot at the fishing place, and you hold your fingers like this, go, God, I just hope I can make it home. But I definitely made it fishing. We did. We made it home yesterday, just under the... I go out yesterday afternoon, hey, it's 4th of July. Let's go get some hot dogs and some beer. Sir, you're a dumbass. You forgot to replace the battery. We warned you 8 times. We even gave you, this is all on my dashboard. We even gave you a break and let you go fishing. We even gave you one final start from the ramp to home. Now, sir, you're going to have to figure it out, but the car won't start. No beer run, Jeff. Stranded. And the car gave me a lecture. The car gave me a written essay lecture. All the things I had done wrong. In French. My car's from Canada. It was in French. Now, needless to say... Oh, jeez. Jeff, it was in French. Because now I'm going through my owner's manual, everything's in French. I'm like, this really sucks, okay? Hey, Brock, what are you gonna... Cadillac has tough love. Hey, Brock, is there anything you can do? He goes, Pops, you're an idiot. He didn't call me that. He goes, Pops, you're kind of goofy, aren't you? What? He goes, it's one of those CR2025 batteries from here. Here's a link to Amazon, okay? The link from Amazon, how much does the battery cost? I can buy the little, it's like a little coin-sized battery. How much do you think it costs? For the CR2225 XYZ. Well, you know Cadillac's charging me $300, right? Badgie, $5. $5. $5. 7 for 2. 2 for 7. Serious is getting serious. Like, I think that battery's going to cost you $499. I'm getting one from Amazon. We had it shipped overnight, $5. And it'll be here today. And I'm Brock, do you know how to change it? He goes, Pops. He goes, you know how they have YouTube like you to watch to grow mycology? Yeah. He goes, well, they have those, how to change your key on in your battery. Your battery and your key. I'm like, damn it, I hate it when that happens. So that's a fact. Listen to what Pop says, but don't do what he does, okay? Just don't. Like, I tell you to be on the ball. I tell you when a battery tells you to change it, you go change that thing right away. What are you doing? But then if you do it like me, you're stranded, you don't get your beer on the 4th of July, and you're waiting for Amazon. Please show up this morning so I can go deliver packages and get over to the grow house. I don't like Ubering. So that's my lesson for today. And Brock says he can change it in an instant. And I'm like, how much should I pay him? I was gonna pay Cadillac $300. What should I pay Brock? Badgie, help me out here. Badgie always has the right numbers. Badgie, how much should I pay the kid? Just pay him well. No beer, Anthony. I was screwed out of the beer. I screwed myself. Badgie says $3. I had built up a number in my head that it was going to cost me $300. I'm not kidding you. I knew I was going to have to go to Cadillac this week sometime. It's been $300. I have to give him a couple of bucks. 20 at least. Jeff says give him half. Jeez, Jeff, are you in it with him? Okay. Look at you. I'm getting 100. Mom says 100 and the beer you guys didn't get. Oh, I'm so good. Funny story, because Pops is an idiot. Okay, if I'd have just got the battery last week, and just thank God I didn't go to Cadillac though, because truly, they would have smoked me. Cadillac, oh, here, look at this dumb old guy. He can't even change a battery himself. He doesn't have a kid to tell him anything. That's going to cost him a good $300, okay? That's how they get you. So, okay, the number will be 100. If he changes it successfully, we're not giving him any money up front. We'll make it $100, okay? Give me 10 people that say $100 sounds fair. We're going to give him $100. Don't, I had to pay for the battery. Come on, man. I had to pay for the battery. Okay? It's worth $100 to me. Okay? You guys check with him next Monday. See if Pops actually paid him. All right? I might be acting all magnanimous right here. But you never know. Okay, here's your $100. And I subtracted. Should I do a $100 with the subtractions? Badgies, I'll be right over for a 75. No, Badgie, 3. You thought it was worth 3. Okay, oh gosh. I didn't mean to spend the whole morning talking about my key, but it is cracking me up. And I want you guys to don't do that to yourself. And don't go to your dealer. I think nowadays you can buy them for like $5, change them yourself. And you could do it like the minute it tells you, not wait for an essay in French. Okay, MEP's 100 minus rent. Sirius is $100, but take he pays for the battery. You don't give it to him, subtract something. Okay? Aaron's 2 hours away. I'll be right there, Pops. $100. Badge, I didn't even need to wait for Amazon. I could have just picked one up at CVS. Hip kitty, don't let him blow. You can do it backwards. Thanks for scaring the heck out of me, meow. Okay. Okay, here we go. Fish story, we went fishing Saturday. I'll officially say, Kevin wasn't with us on Saturday, which we missed Kevin. It's like, we're all 3 throw pillows in the boat together, and when one of the throw pillows isn't in there, I missed him. It's like, this boat's too big. This boat's too big for 2 people. And when we first got there, I can say this. The fob with polarity on the inside. Okay, I'll make sure he pays attention. If not, he'll owe me $100. How's that? So we get there, we're the only ones there. And we weren't super early, we were early. But we weren't super early. We're the first people at the ramp. I'm like, this is interesting. And there weren't maybe 2 or 3 other people came all the time that we were there. Okay. If you know, I don't, so I'm not going to try to act like some kind of entomologist expert or something like that. But here in Michigan, we have annually, right about the same time of the year every year, end of May, beginning of June, we have what they call a fish fly hatch. And it's a hatch of indigenous fish flies that, according to the captain here, my Jeff buddy, he says what happens is these little fellas, these little creatures start out down at the bottom of the river, in the river bed, and they hatch, and then they work their way up to the surface, and then by the time they get to the surface, they've grown wings, and I'm not kidding you, they look like to me, they look like little dragonflies. And when the hatch is on, it's like a locust swarm. They are everywhere. They're this thick on the surface of the water. They're flying into people's windows. They're stacked up on the drive-through. You drive through to get a burrito and you have to, oh, can you move the flies to the side? Okay, thank you for my burrito. They are everywhere within a few miles of the river. Swarms of them. You'll never see anything quite like it. You could sweep them up easily, Dan. So here we are. We show up on Saturday morning, and Friday night had been the fish fly hatch. Well, Anthony, you would think so, but not. Because here's what happens. The fish are like Thanksgiving. They're called mayflies. Thank you, Badgie. Thank you. It's Thanksgiving morning. Thanksgiving all day. It's Thanksgiving from the second they see one of those little guys coming up and taking off. They absolutely, the fish, not just the walleye, which we fish for, but all of the local indigenous fish, free food and easy eating, right? They gorged themselves on this. And most people, and Jeff included, but we're already there. Most people, if they know that the fish fly hatched the night before, they don't go fishing that day. They don't waste their time. Was it a waste of time? No, it's never a waste of time when you're going fishing. But when Jeff and Pops have the river completely to themselves, and the only thing that we could catch was 4 walleye between us and a couple of really, really nice sized drumfish, sheep's head. The fish were absolutely gut full. They could care. I don't want a worm going by. I've got all of this free food. I've been eating all night. I'm not the least. The only fish that we caught, interestingly enough, were really big ones. And towards the end of our fishing time. Not early on like usually. It's like the big ones were kind of, oh, okay, I'm a little over my fish fly dessert. Let me grab a worm. But you could say frustrating, and you would be right. It was just a terribly hard day to fish, and you knew the whole time you were fishing for completely full fish. So it was just happened timing-wise. We go out every Saturday. The fish fly hatched on Friday night, and we didn't really. The fish just weren't there for us. How do I know not to take it personal? It's not our fishing. When we get to the ramp and we're unloading and everything, and the lady at the ramp says, 4? You guys got 4? There hasn't been another boat that's come in here with 3. There were boats that would show up. They'd pull into the ramp. They go, oh, you're kidding me. The fish fly hatch is on? You've got to be kidding me. Boop, turn around and drive right back out. They didn't even fish. They knew. So it was going to be wasting our time. So she said, 4? And so like, hell yeah, we got 4. You know, 4 is a joke, but not for what we were up against. To finalize that Saturday story, so, and it's kind of like you're looking forward to it all week, and when it's just like bloop, 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 but you still enjoyed the whole process. Don't get yourself wrong. You're with nature, and you're doing something that you absolutely love, and you're not always going to catch all the fish in the river. Jeff gets home and he cleans the fish, and he writes to me. He goes, "You're not going to believe." He goes, "When I clean these fish, open them up, is absolutely," and these are even the ones that we caught, absolutely stuffed with mayflies. Their little bodies. I'm like, oh, God, that's disgusting. But that's what they eat, right? So when we were out there on Saturday, Jeff's like, "Hey, you know, Tuesday's the 4th of July, maybe." So we start maybeing back and forth. Maybe we could get out on the water on 4th of July and try a rebound fishing trip. And I'm like, oh God, I hope so. But I also know Jeff's got, a lot to deal with, especially he gets his 1 day a week, but he's married with kids, with a child. I don't have those responsibilities. I could go fishing. Somebody picks up a phone and says, "Hey, Pops, you want to go fishing?" "Oh, I'm there." It takes a lot of planning and everything. The good news was, right? It was rebound fishing for sure, Anthony. The good news was he got permission to go fishing again. Not that he needs permission, but working it out in a relationship with a lovely wife, she has to say yes again. I didn't have plans. "Oh, but I thought, honey, we were going to barbecue," or whatever. He's able to work it in there. And I'm thinking, this is going to be great. He called me on Monday night. "We're going fishing tomorrow. Meet me at the ramp," tells me the time. And inside my mind, I'm like, I hope my key works one more time. I hope it did, but it's still warning me. "We're giving you one more chance, pal." I get to the ramp. I told Jeff, I hope my car starts. He's like, "What'd you do?" Anyways, and it did. That was my last time it started. It was from the ramp home. Since then, no beer, nothing. Okay, until you fix it. But at least it got me home. He shows up to the ramp Tuesday morning, and who's in the car with him, in the truck with him? His beautiful wife, Miss B. I took it for 2 places. First of all, always, whenever we get a nice girl on the boat, it's always good luck. Always. Girls bring good luck to walleye fishing. I know, Billy, at least I made it home, but boy, was that stupid of me to push it like that. It was just dumb. And I'm thinking, okay, we got both a good luck charm, and I think they're on a date. I think the captain and Miss B are on a little side getaway. And I'm the third wheel. It was cute as a boot, whatever that means. It was so cute to see Mr. B get out, and she's going to go. It was her first time out this year. And I can tell you for a fact, she knows how to fish. Like, she told me, she always says, "Oh yeah, Jeff, I had to go to fishing boot camp with Jeff. I had to go to boot camp." I go, "There's no such thing as fishing boot camp. I've been to boot camp. Boot camp is nothing like this. He's might be teaching, and there's nothing drill instructor about Jeff. Stop calling it fishing boot camp. Maybe it was Fish Academy. Maybe it was Fishing 101 with the Professor Jeff. Maybe there's no such thing as fish boot camp. Nobody's screaming and yelling at you, and you're not having to swim with the fish. You don't have to catch them by your hands. None of that. Fish boot camp would be something else. Trust me." So It was just like fishing with a pro or fishing 101 or something, you know. But her point is, she's spent enough time out there with him that he has taught her quite a bit. And he has. So Tuesday, but we also had a time constraint because they wanted to get Bill, it's her story. And we had a time constraint. We wanted to be off the water pretty early so they could go on and continue their day. And I could hopefully hotwire my car and go get a beer. My part didn't work. Their part did. We had a beautiful day of fishing. It was like the fish were waiting for worms. It was like, thank God and most of the evidence of the mayflies was gone in 4 to 5 days, where they had just been everywhere and piled up. Nature had moved them on, consumed them, used them for the purposes in the environment and the cycle of life, and they virtually weren't there. And they're down there, the fish are down there, and you do the right thing, you present it the right way, and boop, we're catching. We caught like 5 or 6 on our first drift. We kept going. It didn't take us, and we threw some back because we were getting some smalls. It didn't take us 2 hours maybe to catch our limit. So it was a beautiful day of fishing. The water was extraordinary. Again, we were almost the only people on the water. And then we had 2 really unique views. One was where there was a liner, a barge, and he's offloading sand in the middle of the night, and it's Christmas tree lit up like a Christmas tree. It's beautiful. And then you don't see this that often, but there is a cruise line that cruises the Great Lakes. And the pathway between the Great Lakes is through the St. Clair River, down to the Detroit River, down to Lake Erie. And we were able to see one of the Viking cruise ships cruise by. And it was just an extraordinary day. And was it a rebound? Yeah, it was quite a rebound. It was a beautiful day. We get to the ramp. I'll finish up by saying this. So we get to the ramp. We're offloading. And there's one fella, and these guys looked like they had a really nice boat. There were 3 of them. Just by, reading a book by its cover, you're thinking, these guys probably pretty good fishermen. They looked like they had some salt. They looked a little salty, even though we're freshwater. They looked like they had some experience. But they looked a little down in the dumps. And Jeff and I, well, this is, it was a great fishing day. This was, we're loading the boat and prepping for the drive home and everything. And Jeff's taking the fish out of the fish locker. We take a picture of him. I showed Joe on IG yesterday's load. And then he puts them in his ice cooler. This is a true story. You could see all 3 of the guys that had recently pulled their boat out of the water. They're like, from about 20 feet away, they're watching every one of those fish go boom. Like as he's throwing it into his ice cooler, they're like, boom, boom, almost counting them. Like, boom. It was, I felt, Jeff sees the eye contact or something, and Jeff looks over and goes, how'd you guys do? All friendly and everything. They're 0. I would have heard that Saturday. That would have been okay. There were 0s on Saturday, but not on Tuesday. Jeff climbs down from the boat and he goes over and he starts talking to them. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe we should give them some of our fish, right? Maybe we should. And I say that, I'm talking to Belinda, but maybe you think, because Jeff knows what he's doing, just let Jeff talk to them. That was one thing, Rusty. There was no girl on their boat. Well, you find out later, it's almost an insult to offer a fisherman some of your fish. Like a young kid or, an old, But if he's a solid fisherman and he's out there working, it's like, it's close to an insult to say, well, I'll give you some. You don't do that. Here's what you do. If you're feeling friendly, because most fishermen, they don't even tell you this part. But Jeff says, so where were you guys fishing? They tell him, he asks a few, intelligent questions. It's a slap in the face, right, Jeff? I didn't know that. I'm over there, oh, we should give him some of his fishing. Belinda's like, Jeff's got this. Okay. And Jeff's over there. Well, Jeff tells them what speed to run their boat at. He tells them where we had just come back from, what we had caught ours, and all of that. Now, mind you, their boat is loaded, and they're getting ready to head home. They're done for the day, all bummed out. Jeff gives them all this information that he has. And he comes back, he starts getting in our boat, and Belinda goes, look at them. She goes, they turned around and they went back in. They're launching their boat from the ramp. We all looked and go, sure enough, with this information that Jeff had just given them, they looked at each other and said, shall we go try it? And they jumped back in their boat, relaunched, and took off. That is way better than giving them fish. It's way better. And it was quite heartening to see. That was their boot camp, right, Woz? As we're driving away, they were convinced they knew the spot, they knew the speed. As we're driving away, Jeff turns to me and goes, the one thing that they forgot to ask is what color we were using. What color on our lures? And I started laughing my tail off. I go, that's one thing they would have liked to have known. Okay? We forgot to tell them what color. We gave them every other piece of information, sent them back out there, and forgot to tell them the color. But I'll tell you, I loved being a part of that. And I just appreciate everything that we do out there. Jeff, I can't believe it. Jeff, we get the guy, you know what? The only thing we didn't tell him was what colors to use. Chartreuse, that's all you would have had to say, Herbie, is chartreuse, because Pops used chartreuse all day yesterday. All day, chartreuse. All day, every day. Do you guys remember the old, I think I've told you this once before. Do you remember the old TV commercials, American Express? Carl Malden, remember the guy from Streets of San Francisco, had a nose about the size of Pops, a little bigger? Huh? Carl Malden. And he did the American Express commercials. And they weren't long. They were 15-second little blurbs or something, but at the end of it, he always said, don't leave home without it. That was their tagline, right? American Express. Don't leave home without it. We have named the chartreuse spinning tackle that we use on our boat. We've named it. Then that lure has a name. We call it Carl Malden. Have a good day, Sharon. We call that specific lure Carl Malden now, because you don't want to leave home without it. That's the one. If you don't, that's the one you have to have in your fishing tackle box. So Pops, personally, I fish Carl almost every time. The other guys don't check colors and move things, and Kevin's just a master at figuring out colors. Pops, he's running Carl. So we know there's always a Carl being run off the back of the boat. Have a great day, Sharon. I was going to do some, well, let's do it. We'll be teaching some mycology tomorrow, since I won't have key and fish stories. So we'll actually teach tomorrow some mycology. I have some stuff that we had been talking about we'll pick back up on. But let's spend a couple more minutes here today. Can we just do rando factos? Let's do rando factos, and then let's get 2 or 3 of you qualified for the spin to win round. Okay? We're going to get 2 or 3 more people's names up on the spin to win round here before we're done here today. So who on the planet has more name recognition? Who on the planet has more name recognition? Santa Claus or Mickey Mouse? Santa Claus or Mickey Mouse? Planetary. This isn't just America. Planetary. Jesus Christ, we're not counting you. Between Santa and Mickey Mouse. You guys are blowing my mind. Every one of you is saying Mickey. Every one of you, that blows my mind. How did you guys know? That's the answer, Mickey Mouse. I would have said Santa all day long. I thought Mickey Mouse was more American, and Santa's in Norway. Is Mickey Mouse in Norway? Is Mickey Mouse riding reindeer? What's the deal? What is the percentage? Mickey is the true Santa. What is the percentage of his name recognition? What's the percentage of people that recognize Mickey Mouse? First person to say it correctly will be on the board. It's a number between 90 and 100. I'm seeing 95s. Mickey is everywhere. I didn't really realize that. No, give me a number between 90 and 100. That's Mickey Mouse's name recognition factor. No. There it is, Sandman. 97%. Sandy's the first person to say it correctly. Then Carrie said it. 97% brand recognition. That blows my mind. Okay? Sandy, let's get you up here, my friend. You absolutely rate to be on here. You're such a good man. And I love doing business with you as my partner. Thank you. You guys know that Sandy's one of my business partners, one of about 5 of you here that I work with exclusively. We take care of each other like a little micro network. Okay? Sandy has more recognition than Santa, practically. What's Pop's recognition factor? It's about a 12 right now. We're working on a 13. Okay? My recognition factor is about a 12. Any of you musicians out there? Any of you? Anybody play the trombone? Does anybody out here play the trombone? That'd be a tough one to play, right? Wood Clinton, he played the sax. Who plays the trombone? JM played the trombone years ago. Okay, there's a trombone player. The wife's brother plays the trombone? Okay. Let me ask a trombone player. Let me ask specifically JM. JM, would you have picked up a trombone and started playing it if you knew what its original name was? I mean, trombones already sound a little risque, I might say. Trombone. But what was its original name? JM, would you have really picked it up if you found out that its original name was called the sack butt? What? Yeah, it's a sack butt. What do you play? I play the sack butt. Oh, that we can't possibly call it a sack butt. We got to change that. We're going to change it to a trombone. What? What are you doing? A sack butt. Spelled just exactly like you see it. S-A-C-K-B-U-T, a sack butt. I love to play me some sack butt. That almost sounds like cornhole. Cornhole's not a musical instrument, though. He can really play that sack butt. What? That's a rando facto. Okay? Sack butt ball, but all one word, Michael Brown. Put them together. No space. Grady's like, can we just call it the trombone pops, please? If you're a female server, waitress lady, and you want a bigger tip, besides just being a regular waitress and doing all the things that a good waitress does, how could you earn an automatic 20% to your tip? Don't be nasty. This isn't a naughty. This isn't an extra naughty-o. You can add it by flirting, Mike thinks. Is that going to get you an automatic 20? Ego says cleavage, obviously. Serious said, would they if they could at least smile? Rusty says, well, you got to pick your own patrons. No, you're working in an area. Billy says, if they flirt and they smile with me, they get an extra 20% automatically. Okay? Nerd says, if she wears a ponytail. Aaron says, cleavage. Keep the drinks full. Refill my glass without asking. Have a great attitude. These are good, you guys. But that's part of the deal already. They're already doing that. Okay? Kitty says simple. Keep the busboys share. You know how they figured it out? After a study, they show the female servers who draw a little smiley face on the bill increase their tips by 20% or more. Draw a smiley face on the bill. Well, smiley face, $112 bill, sir. But I put a smiley face on there. Well, that's got to be 20% right there. A smiley face. I know it works. I've fell prey to it before. When I see that on my little thing, I look like, keep the change, honey. Now some of you are going to laugh. That smiley face isn't going to get me, pal. Still pay them, okay, you guys? Still pay them. Now that I gave you guys their trick, I still want you to pay them. I'm going to. I believe that, though. I truly believe that. That's pretty cool. If you're gonna have a surgery, you're getting ready to go to a surgeon. Do you want a surgeon that is that spent his childhood as a video game kid or as an athlete? The surgeon, video game kid or athlete kid? Who's going to be a better surgeon? Most of JM and Paige are saying the gamer. Married Michael, the gamer. Bill D, Video Kid. Aaron, Gamer. You guys are all... That one was easy, wasn't it? And then the surgeon puts a smiley face on his bill, right, moms? That's stupid. According to a study of surgical residents who participated in the Rosser Top Gun Laparoscopic Skills and Suturing Program, surgeons who played video games made 37% fewer errors than those who did not, almost 40% better, and they completed the surgeries 27% higher. %37 fewer errors and 27% faster. So your kid that's going to be that you're telling stop video gaming, get him a white jacket, get him a medical journal, and just have him spend a little bit of time with both. You might turn yourself out. That kid might turn out to be one hell of a surgeon. You want to hear about the creepiest book that's ever been made? You guys want to... PlayStation control is good for games, but not for submarines. Do you guys want to talk about the creepiest book that was ever made? In my opinion. This is simply Pop's opinion, by the way. If you're Saddam Hussein, it's before they found him cowering in a hole like a coward. But if you're Saddam Hussein, did he have a little bit of an ego? Give me 5 people think, yeah, I think that Saddam Hussein guy who had statues and pictures of himself all over the country, a little egotistical, a little megalomaniacal, right? Well, a little bit of nutball. Well, what was his holy book? The Quran, right? You know what this son of a gun did? Over a 2-year period, Saddam Hussein had the Quran transcribed by an Islamic calligrapher. So you know it's going to be all fancy, dancy. This isn't just print. This is handwritten calligraphy. The Quran transcribed in Islamic calligraphy in his own blood. Draw blood from me and start writing transcribing that book. Book of peace or of religiosity. I'd like it in blood, please, mine. Over a 2-year period, he had over 7 gallons of blood drawn. That is messed up. That is. I'd like to know where that book is. Where do you think that book is? I really don't know. We should look that up. Couple more. The number 23 is used by Nissan in car racing. The Nissan brand. Why do they use the number Nissan? Excuse me, the number 23. Nissan uses the number 23 in their racing programs. Well, In Japanese, the number 2 translates to knee. And the number 3 translates to son. So the name Nissan means 23. I didn't know that. I'll remember that from now on. You know those claw machines that you find at the different arcades and Dave and Buster's and stuff like that? I'm gonna get the big bunny for the kid. You know that one? The claw machine. Is it fixed? Or do you have to be one of those surgeons with gamer background? Is the claw game fixed? Or you just are crappy at it? Dream killers. Is it fixed? Most of us think it's fixed. And then you say to yourself, how could they literally put a fixed machine out there and tell people to try it? Aaron just nailed it. The owners of the machine can adjust the tension on the claw. And it's designed to only have claw full strength every 20 times. Once out of 20 times will the claw reach its full potential. I knew it, but I didn't. But I hadn't read it. Now I know for sure. How dare them? Shouldn't there be at least a disclaimer on top of the machine or something? How dare them? And yet it's a known fact in the industry. Oh yeah, 1 out of 20. That's how it's programmed. Well, who programs it? Oh, the owner. The guy, he goes back there and he winds it up or he winds it down. You've got to be kidding me. I want some of my money back. I'm going to finish with this rando. It's like the ice cream machine. That's how they teach kids that you can't trust anyone. Certainly not machines. I'm going to end with this one for today. Okay? I've had fun with you guys today. I hope you've had fun with me. Give me 5 people said we've had fun, even though we haven't done jack. All we've done is listen to key stories. We still had fun. 23. Rebound fishing. Let's do the. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's do this one. I've been to. When did they start this, Eggs? Eggs and I are like this. We were in the same gym class. Eggs, when did they start doing Jello shots at bars? That is not something that they did at a bar when I went in at 21. There was no such thing as a Jello shot. There really wasn't. Nobody did that. When did they start Jello shots? Give me a range time. Early 90s? 2000s? Early 2000s? When did the Jello shot become a thing? 1991? That's too low. What's the deal with Jello shots? They're relatively, we have to agree between us that it isn't a long time thing. It wasn't like, Humphrey Bogart was doing Jello shots, right? There's no way John Wayne ever did a Jello shot. That was straight whiskey. Had to have been. You guys are saying late 90s. I'll go with Anthony. Anthony was in the club in the late 90s. He would know. Anthony, I believe, if I'm correct, Anthony ran a club. If he didn't, he could. But I feel like Jello shots are a relatively new thing. Right, CCS? John Wayne, give me two more people that you can never imagine taking a Jello shot besides John Wayne. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson would never. He would never have taken a Jello shot. He just wouldn't do it. Dean Martin. Was Dean Martin, how about Dean Martin? Would Dean Martin have taken a Jello shot? I'll put the martini aside and I'll take a Jello shot. Okay, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris would not have taken, that's a good one. Oh, so it's really, it does go way back to the 50s, huh? Well, it wasn't popular. I didn't know a thing about it. Because Chuck Norris and myself were never taking them. Okay? Jello shots. I didn't even know what one was. Miss Rose came to one of my parties and she brought all this rigmarole. What is this? So we're going to have Jello shots. I like Jello. What's a Jello shot? I would recommend that at the end of the day, let's avoid them. Mel Gibson taking a Jello. Anthony, I think Liberace practically lived on Jello shots. Okay? Based on a survey, now that we know all about Jello shots, where they came from, and never just made a batch, roses are really good. Based on a survey done by Boston University researchers, young people who consume Jello shots are more likely to get into fights after consuming them. That's kind of open-ended, but I get it. So they figured out at Boston University, you give a couple of Jello shots to the students and they're going to get in a little bit of a rubber roll. Is that sort of in the duh category? That's sort of in the duh category. Thanks for a survey and a study on that. Vodka agars, right, RX? Researchers, however, admit that they need to do more research on the subject. We need to take a few more Jello shots, get in a few more fights, and we'll figure this out for sure. Boston University is wasting a lot of money on certain surveys. Just saying. More likely to get in a fight. I just took a Jello shot, man. You made fun of me for taking a Jello. It's on. Let's take it outside, pal. Let's take it out. What? You don't like lime Jello? Let's take it outside, pal. I'm down with the lime. You and your cherry Jello? Take it outside, pal. Let's go. It's time to roll. Jello shots. Here we go. What do you call a cat in a station wagon? What do you call a cat in a station wagon? Go. First person to get it correct goes on the board. What do you call a cat in a station wagon? A caddy wagon, a pussy wagon. Trevor Slater got it correct. Trevor Slater, good job. You call it a carpet. Pretty good one, Trev. Trev, you're on the board. Congratulations. Trevor Slater, you call it a carpet. Okay? Simple. Trevor? Slater. Let's get one more of you on the board here. Let's get someone else on the board. Okay. You guys ready for another Popsicle? Do you guys want another Popsicle? These are all coming off of the Popsicles. Okay. You want me to do another Popsicle and see? Give me 5 people. Say, do one more Popsicle. Get ready. I need 5 people to say, do a Popsicle. Okay. They're dad jokes and mom jokes, but they're really Popsicles. All right. I saved them. All right. You ready? One more Popsicle. Here's it. Why did the song do well in school? Why did the song do well in school? Hi, I'm a song. I'm doing really good at school. Why? Because he's bright. Because you can't pick your friend's nose. Nope. None of those is correct. I'm a song. I'm doing really good at school. Somebody please tell me why. Oh, you're all looking it up, aren't you? I see everybody looking it up right now. Because it doesn't pass notes. Close, but not correct. It was noteworthy. It was written for a minor. It was a scholar. Here comes some answers. Because I was at the School of Rock. Nope. I'm a song. I'm doing really good in school. How come? Mushmouth got it. Because he has good notes. That's correct, Mushy. Because he took good notes, not bad notes, or just regular notes. He took good notes. He had good notes. Okay? So, Mushy, that's a straight A answer. Good job. Mushy. I love that New Hampshire guy. I'm going to do one more. You guys like the Popsicles? Huh? There's a quick way to get somebody on the board, right? Crack up a little joke there and get somebody on the board all at the same time. I think that's kind of cool. Right? Let's do one more. We're going to do the old numbers between 1 and 50. I'm going to spin. You can guess up to 3 at one time on a line. The first person to get the number that is in the chute will move forward. Okay, I got the number. You can answer 3 numbers between 1 and 50, all on one line. And we're going to try to get one more person up here on the board. We did some Popsicles. Now we're going to do a quickie. Okay, we're looking for numbers between 1 and 50, and you can do 3 of them on one line. This is going great. Spanky, how you doing? This is going great. I haven't seen the number yet, but you guys are certainly flying numbers at me. Congratulations. Great work. Kent Albu, kill it. Kent is correct. Kent's the first. 10. Believe it or not, that is a 10. And Kent was the first 10 I saw on my screen. So Kent, Albu. He even corrected me once. He says, albuterol. You know how there's a drug called albuterol? His name is Albu, just like the albuterol. Kent, Albu. Congratulations. We'll fill these in tomorrow, and then we'll have a great day on Friday here. Okay? We might even have a giveaway tomorrow. We'll see. I think we will. We'll have a giveaway tomorrow, but then Friday, big boxes and stuff like this are going to be in the big box. Stuff like this monster. Tomorrow, we might just guess the weight of it. Badgie already has a 10.4 in. We might guess the weight of this to see who can get on the board. Okay? Boy, I'm here. It seems like time flies just that fast. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being here and listening to my crazy stories. And do yourself, me too, a big favor. When your key fob tells you to change the battery, just go ahead and do it. Don't put it off. You know, there's certain things that you can put off. There's certain things you probably shouldn't. I'll give you an idea of one you could put off. Jello shots. You don't need to take that. Battery in your key fob, you got to do that. So, you know, a little priority action there. All right? Jello shots, not all the time. Key in your, fixing the key to your car, you should do that. Goes, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Holly and Niffer and Herbie Von Werby Kapop and Daniel and Niffer and A-Dog and Sandy. There you are, my friend. And Free. How you doing, Free? Aaron L. and RX. RX. Love you, bro. Laura, have a divine day. Billy D. Nice to see you here. Bright and early. Benny Ben. Niffer. Married with Michael. Thank you. Rostamon. Rock on, Doc. D. Anderson, I love you, man. Mike Barabal and Trevi. Nice job. Holly and Nerdy and Higgs. Snap. Paige. Hey, Higgs, I got a box in the mail I'm going to be opening today. What's in it? Paige. Clean Grow. Skippy. Anthony, have a wonderful day, my friend. A-Dog and Mushmouth, I love you. Herbie and Sirius Michael and MVP, there he is. And Mike Barabal and Niffy and Jolie the pretty one and Kent and Ego and Hippie Kitty and Michael Brown and Holly M and Jesus Christ in Australia and Daniel and Carrie Craig. Oh, Carrie, that was a cute video. I had to push a like on your mixing video. Very, very well done. MDK City, Spanky, Holly was, Moms, Jesus Christ and Higgs, and CCS, oh, I can't wait, Higgs. Holly and Daniel and Married and Grady and Justin and Badgie. Badgie, thanks for taking care of my kid. Thank you. Cap Dank, MDK, D. Anderson, Pops, Peace, Love. Spread kindness. It's not that hard to do. Out.